No, 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 no. Okay, let's go. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Okay. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Good evening. Okay. So there has been report that JD Vance consider abandoning his run for president in 2028 per Daily Mail. So there's a report from the Daily Mail that JD Vance consider abandoning his run for president. Okay. That's a good thing because JD Vance needs to sit this one out because 2028 the United States will elect this person. They'll be the first woman president, and there's a community note on X. The Daily Mail story site of single Eloshebel Hafadi. The Daily Mail site of story a single anonymous source with no connection to Vance who claimed to have heard a rumor. I don't even know what that is. I know, right? Okay, so this is an article from the Daily Mail. Yeah, we're talking about a report from the Daily Mail. There's a Daily Mail. Um, there is a post that popped up on my algorithm on X. It's a account on Twitter from the leading report, and they said JD Vance consider abandoning run for president in 2028. So that's what I'm talking about right now. So I'm going to read a little bit about this article. JD Vance now the lone dove in Donald Trump cabinet after Tulsi Gabbard resignation has been left more isolated than ever and is even considering abandoning a run for president in 2028. Multiple sources tell the Daily Mail. Gabbard resignation letter cited her husband diagnosis with a rare form of cancer. Yeah, I already talked about this. It talks about Vance's isolation. And it said Vance stopped. It talks about Vance cancellation comes at a moment when Marco Rubio's stock inside the West Wing has never been higher, with the Secretary of State helping to plan an invasion of Cuba while the Vice President failed in peace negotiation with Iran. So, JD Vance had at being the Republican nominee in 2028 has decreased because uh, he failed the peace negotiation with Iran. Okay, so Thomas Smith said, Jesus is coming soon. This is a loving, warming heaven and hell in real. Rather you believe if you're breathing right now, God is giving you time to repent. Return to Jesus today. He love. Okay. Okay, Thomas Smith. I see your tweet. So Vance privately urged Trump against authorizing full-scale strikes on Iran in February. So there's sources that say whether JD Vance will run for president or not. The article also talks about a 2022 run will put JD Vance against a sitting incumbent, and only Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, and Donald Trump have lost a re-election in half a century. Okay. Donald Trump gained votes. So he's the only incumbent to gain vote and to lose a re-election bid. But it's whatever. Okay. Okay. So Megyn Kelly went on the Hodgetwins podcast and she said Trump has cheated on every wife he had. He met Miriam Maples while he was married to the mother of his children, Ivana. Ivana accused him of sexually assaulting her, blah blah blah. She alleged he was so angry over her hair transplants he got that she made him get. It was so painful that he sexually assaulted her. He wind up with Melania. If you think Trump being faithful to Melania, you've got bigger issue than I can solve. Okay. Honestly, me, all this don't really interest me. What interests me is if Trump has a successful presidency. And that's what interests me. Whether he's faithful to Melania, you know, All of this is all of this are noises. And I didn't even watch Megyn Kelly appearance on the Hodge Twin. I also don't really watch Megyn Kelly. Okay. Tonight there's the Cavs game. There's the Cavs game in about an hour or two. We will see if the Cav can push that series, can win game four, and send that series back to New York. I think it's over. Me, I really thought the Eastern Conference Final would be just as entertaining and competitive, just like the Western Conference Final. I really thought the Cavs and the Knicks would have been a competitive 6 or 7 game series, but it is not. Yesterday, I watched the Spurs versus the Thunder, and the Spurs did what they're supposed to do. They won game four. So both teams are 2 wins away from going to the NBA Finals. I don't think the Thunder are going to have Jalen Williams for the rest of the series. But injury is part of the game. Last year, the Thunder beat the Pacers without Therese Halliburton. I might be wrong, and the Spurs might win this. Okay. So Trump was at Arlington National Cemetery where he gave his speech. I didn't even watch it. Maybe because I wasn't really that interested. and they said the story cite a single anonymous source with no connection to Vance. Hello, Fatima. Return. Hello, Jalen Believer. Jason Jason Lelieve. I said hello, Fatima. Rice. Durham. So, I mean, if the rumors are true and JD Vance consider abandoning a run for president in 2028, that's good. Because I've said multiple times, I think it's the perfect time to put a woman in the White House in 2028. Okay, so Laura Loomer is on X. There's a post that popped up on my algorithm. She said Tulsi Gabbard pretend to be a Christian. She did that in Charlie Kirk Memorial. Yeah, this don't really interest me. Whatever. What else? Wow. Okay. People are saying Rubio and DeSantis would be a good ticket for 2028. Report that Destiny and Lawrence Horton are dating again. Okay, whatever. Tulsi Gabbard is. There's this account that goes by Grandpa Free Advice. He said Tulsi Gabbard is about to drop nuke bombs on their way out the door. World is she preparing to expose the stolen 2020 election and the Democrats' attempt to steal the 2016 election. Tulsi are about to blow up the Democrat Party lies for good in her final acts as Director of National Intelligence. This could be massive. Okay.
Critical infrastructure, including a comment at a cabinet secretary meeting that has stuck with our audience, and they really love an update on it. It's about the 2020 election. You were talking about.
So she interviewed Benny Johnson.
The security of that election, and you were telling President Trump that there's been evidence that has been uncovered of potential breaches. I'm not exactly certain, but I'd love a follow up on this. Here's the moment right here, and perhaps do you have any updates on the 2020 election or anything that you've found, Director?
The point that I was making there in the cabinet meeting was early discovery that I had seen from a whistleblower who came forward, who was working under CISA at that time, which is responsible for critical infrastructure and trying to protect against cyber vulnerabilities, critical infrastructure, including, of course, the integrity of our election systems. And what was interesting was seeing how this whistleblower brought forward information that CISA at that time, the federal government, was aware of vulnerabilities in our election machines, but they chose not to disclose that information to the American people or to the administration at that time. This is an area, of course, of critical importance, once again, for the American people to have faith in the integrity of our elections, and that it is their voice that is heard through these elections. We're continuing to investigate this, and when we have information that we're ready to release, you'll hear about it.
Okay, so we're going to be hearing more on the 2020 election and some critical vulnerabilities.
Okay, so this is her with Benny Johnson. Okay. I mean, that would be good. Because back in 2020, Elmet Northpot, election forecaster, he predicted that Trump had like a 91% chance on being re-elected. He was wrong in two elections, the 2020 and the 2024 election. The 2020 election, I think he was correct. So if she's able to expose the stolen election, it will be massive for Helmut Northpot. He will realize that he was correct on his election prediction back in 2020. Okay, I am 100% authentic. If I want to, I can create multiple YouTube accounts and then I can subscribe to myself. And then reach 1,000 subscribers. Then that would not be authentic. can create multiple YouTube accounts, and then I will subscribe to myself from different accounts. But I don't do that because I am 100% authentic. All my subscriptions are genuine. This is what I think Ben Shapiro should do. Let's just look at Ben Shapiro's stats on YouTube. He has lost 20,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. What Ben Shapiro should do is he should create multiple YouTube accounts. Hello, Henry Pong. He should create multiple YouTube accounts and subscribe to himself. And then he can watch himself from different accounts. How's it going, Henry Pong? How's it going? Okay. What else? Okay, there's been breaking news. There's been news that JD Vance is reconsidering a 2020 presidential run, becoming isolated inside Trump cabinet, according to the Daily Mail. I don't even know. Whether he runs or don't run, I mean, this is his choice. But me, I just hope my prediction is correct. That in 2028, we will have a woman in the White House.
Talk about a glass house. I mean, Trump has cheated on every wife he's had. He met Marla Maples while he was still married to the mother of his children, Ivana. It was all over the New York papers. I'm from New York, upstate New York, but I was in New York at the municipal problems on the city. And he was being touted, but he was proud of the affair. It was all over the papers. So, and by the way,
alleged in her first book that he was so angry over the hair transplant he got that she made him get. It was so painful that he raped her. And
I think I've already read about this. I've already read about what Megyn Kelly said in the Hodgetwins podcast. This is just a clip. I don't watch a show or an interview. I just see clips that pops up on X.
She later retracted that when he ran for president, but that stood on the books for some time. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'm just saying, clearly not a great relationship there.
Right.
And then he winds up with Melania, and you know, if you think Trump's been faithful to Melania, okay, that's great. You got bigger issues than I can solve here.
Right.
But so the nerve, nerve to act for him to be judging somebody else's marriage or love relationships or choices, it just shows you like he's got chutzpah, I guess is the word for it, beyond. And it was really inappropriate. And it was wrong. It was what he said was wrong on many levels.
This is the clip. This is from an account that go by Misfit Patriot. It popped up on my algorithm. Okay, so let's just move on from Megyn Kelly, and I'm just checking Ben Shapiro channel. So this is what he should do. As opposed to buying views, he should be buying subs, or he should create multiple YouTube accounts and subscribe to himself. Shut it down. Man, I like this Shut It Down song by Lucas Cage.
The video on which this comment was left was a video in which I was announcing the fact that Tulsi facts did I not state what would. To be there for her husband. And then I said, you guys think she really stepped down? Those are the three things I said in that video. This person said, why don't you just stick to the facts? What facts did I not state? What facts did I get wrong? Did Tulsi Gabbard not step down? That's a factual statement. Did Tulsi Gabbard not say that the reason she was stepping down was because her husband has bone cancer and that she wanted to spend time, that much needed time with her husband in this time in their life? That's a factual statement. And then the only other thing I said in that video was a question. Why do you think she actually stepped down?
Okay. There's a short from Tom Powell Junior's channel that I just saw. And what I will say is the reason why some people like Crystal Avalise think that he stepped down because the Trump, it's because he thinks that the Trump administration is falling apart. Crystal Avalise is projecting.
So, when you can tell me what facts I didn't stick to, I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you. But right now, it just looks like we're another person that doesn't like what I have to say, and so you're just lashing out. I did stick to the facts. I gave nothing but the facts and then asked the question. If you're not up to answering the question, then the question wasn't for you, dude. Learn how to fucking school, sleepy.
Yeah,
The video on
this is just a short from Tom Powell Junior. People in this comment section can be clueless. But what I will say is, guys like Crystal Avalise think Tulsi Gabbard stepped down is because Trump's administration is imploding. Okay. Okay, what I will say about I think Candace Owens' podcast bores me. What I will say, I think Candace Owens' podcast bores me. It's because me, I know I have the answer for pretty much most things. Whether Turning Point USA lives or die, it does not matter. The only thing that matters is if Ivanka Trump runs for president in 2028. That's what matters. If she runs in 2028, the Republican Party are going to be in control of the White House until 2035. That is if she runs. Ivanka Trump. I am not going to go further beyond and include Trump children. Let's just focus on 2028 specifically. She will win the election if she runs. And then in 2032, she will win the re-election. I have not watched Candace Owens' show for like months. I only see like clips of it on X. Okay, I'm about to end the stream. Okay, so so earlier I said I talked about Ben Shapiro, our channel dying. This is how we can recover. Create multiple YouTube accounts, and then he should subscribe to himself, and then he can watch a show from different accounts. Ah. Okay, well, there's an account on X. She goes back to her picture. She said, why are Justin Bieber and his wife wearing masks outside at Disneyland? Did they feed until the antivirus BS? Or is this to prevent people from taking the picture? I would say they feed into the antivirus BS. If there's another pandemic, and if the antivirus is another pandemic, Trump can do what he did in 2020. Operation Warp Speed and deliver the vaccine. And whoever wants to get the vaccine will take the vaccine. Okay. USA popping on my algorithm. Eh, this kind of bores me because I have the answer to most things. If Uncle Trump runs in 2028, I don't care how anti-Israel the Democrat candidate is. That candidate will lose to Ivanka Trump in the general election. Ivanka Trump will win just as easily as Trump won in 2016. But there will be a Republican candidate or other candidate that will win a couple states or a few states. Just like Ted Cruz did in 2016, he won 11 states. Marco Rubio won 3, and then Kasich won 1. I'm certain there will be a candidate that will win a couple states in 2028 against Ivanka Trump, but Ivanka Trump will get the nomination if she runs. So this Turning Point USA thing kind of bores me. That is all Candace Owens' obsession. Turning Point USA, Turning Point USA, Turning Point USA. Or having a girl jealousy. If she wants power, she can just run for president. But she says she's no longer interested. Okay, I think I'm just going to end the stream now. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream. I will end the stream now. In about a couple minutes, I am going to watch the Cavs versus the Knicks. We will see if the Cavs can win one game and force a game 5. Okay, that's pretty much it.